Shots fired. Donald Trump is making it easier for criminals to get guns and dismantling the very agency meant to stop them. Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Graph's Grievances starts right now. Since Donald Trump returned to power, gun policy in America has changed in ways that should alarm every citizen. We are watching a campaign to weaken gun regulations, cripple the agencies that enforce them, and embolden the most dangerous elements in our society. Rather than responding to rising political violence with stronger safeguards, Trump is tearing them down. We're not talking about abstract policy disagreements. We're talking about decisions that are directly undermining public safety. Let's start with some history. Political violence in America has surged since Trump entered public life. In 2021, a Trump-inspired mob stormed the U.S. Capitol and erected a gallows to hang his own vice president. In 2022, a man broke into Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home and bludgeoned her husband with a hammer. In 2024, two different men targeted Trump himself. One tried to assassinate him, and another pointed a rifle at a golf course where Trump was playing. In April of this year, an arsonist firebombed the home of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. And just this past weekend in Minnesota, a gunman murdered a state representative and her husband, and critically wounded a state senator and his wife. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a disturbing trend. According to U.S. Capitol Police, there were 9,500 threats against members of Congress last year, a staggering increase from just 3,900 in 2016 when Trump was first elected. A University of Chicago poll just released found that 40% of Democrats now say they'd support using force to remove Trump from office, and 25% of Republicans support using the military to suppress protests against Trump's agenda. These numbers have doubled in the last 6 months. This is what a pre-Civil War atmosphere looks like, and Donald Trump is accelerating it. Rather than respond with responsibility, Trump has chosen to defund, disarm, and dismantle the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or ATF, the federal agency tasked with enforcing gun laws. In May, the Trump administration abruptly settled a lawsuit over a device called a forced reset trigger, a gun accessory that lets semi-automatic rifles fire at machine gun speeds. With this attachment, a shooter can unload hundreds of rounds per minute. The Biden administration had been fighting to keep these devices off the market, comparing them to bump stocks, which were banned after the 2017 Las Vegas massacre. That shooting, carried out by a gunman, fired from a hotel window into a crowd at a festival, killing 58 people on the spot. 2 more died later from their injuries. Over 850 people were injured. These accessories are designed to maximize carnage. The Trump administration is letting them back into circulation. In April, Trump's Attorney General, Pam Bondi, repealed a Biden-era zero-tolerance policy that revoked the licenses of gun dealers who intentionally sold weapons without background checks or falsified sales records. Trump's team claimed it was protecting, quote, law-abiding sellers from paperwork errors. But in reality, this rollback was a gift to rogue gun dealers. This week, the New York Times reported that Trump's Justice Department is planning to eliminate two-thirds of the federal inspectors who oversee licensed gun dealers. Out of 800 investigators, 541 are being cut. Tens of thousands of gun sellers will now go completely uninspected. No one will check whether they're running background checks. No one will stop illegal gun sales before it's too late. Internal DOJ estimates say this would reduce the ATF's regulatory capacity by 40%. Even before these cuts, the ATF could only inspect a small fraction of America's roughly 100,000 gun dealers each year. Some go a decade or more without a single inspection. This is a massive win for gun traffickers and extremist groups, and it's being handed to them by the Trump White House. Trump isn't just weakening enforcement. He's actively looking to restore gun rights to convicted criminals. For over 30 years, Congress has blocked the ATF from doing this. But now, Trump's Justice Department is exploring ways to revive the practice without going through Congress. In a country already drowning in gun violence and political threats, this move will only put more weapons in more dangerous hands. A new study published in JAMA examined youth gun deaths in the 13 years after the Supreme Court decision that limited local government's ability to regulate firearms. Here's what they found. In states that loosened gun laws, youth firearm deaths increased significantly. In states with stricter laws, firearm deaths among children and teens remained stable or declined. Nationwide, there were 7,400 more deaths than expected among people under 18. That's 23,000 children and teens killed by guns in that 13-year period. The leading causes of death for children in the U.S. is not car accidents or illness, it's firearms. And under Trump, the system meant to prevent these deaths are being stripped away. The ATF, already under strain, is in disarray. Career staff are leaving in droves. Dozens of agents have been reassigned to immigration enforcement. Leadership has changed hands multiple times in the past year. Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered reviews of 2 more Biden-era rules: a ban on pistol braces that turn handguns into short-barreled rifles, and a requirement for background checks on private gun sales. Both are now on the chopping block. This is not a debate over the Second Amendment. This is a systematic attempt to remove the few remaining safeguards that stand between legal guns and illegal violence. Donald Trump says he wants to restore order, but the policies he's pushing are designed to make America more violent, more unstable, more afraid. By dismantling gun enforcement, rolling back safety rules, and empowering the worst actors in the system, Trump's not protecting Americans. He's exposing us. Political violence is already rising. The safeguards we have are being dismantled. And if we don't stop this now, the next tragedy will not be a surprise. It will be the consequence of deliberate, dangerous choices made in the highest office in the land. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please consider supporting my channel via the Venmo link below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.